Good morning, Professor Poon, Professor Irwin. Morning, everybody. Very warm welcome to the Keep eLearning Community of Practice 2021. I'm really delighted to be able to welcome all of you to this conference. The only regret I have is that I have to leave shortly after these remarks. But I do want to come here to greet all of you because I do believe that the future of learning can hardly be decoupled from technological development. I suppose technology has always been a part of learning. We think of the invention of paper. We think of the invention of chalk, which really wasn't that long ago in the late 18th or early 19th century. And that made, of course, a huge impact on learning. The arrival of the internet, of course, has changed the educational scene quite significantly. The sheer speed of technological advances is certainly unprecedented. I think that is arguably the case. It presents, of course, a lot of opportunities, but also challenges. For that reason, I think Keep as a community is exactly what the doctor has ordered. I suppose the COVID-19 pandemic has accentuated the need for collaboration in ensuring that learning continues to flourish despite the most trying circumstances. We talked about, sometimes you hear debates, on whether we should call it technology assisted, technology enhanced, or technology enabled learning. But to me, these debates basically are a red herring. There is no doubt in my mind that the future of learning will be assisted, enhanced, enabled to varying extent by judicious use of technology. That's the first point I want to make. I just want to congratulate Irwin and his team and every member of Keep, as well as our students and colleagues for their participation in this ongoing endeavor. And the second point I want to make is this. I'm particularly interested by the theme of this year's meeting, which is Keep Learning for Life. The acronym is wonderful, and how technology can enhance lifelong learning. Lifelong learning has been an important topic for all of us, for quite some time, of course. The changes in the economy, in society, with the advent of the so-called Industry 4.0, changes the nature of the job market significantly, which means that graduates of today, and certainly for tomorrow, cannot really rely on staying on the same job with the same skill sets until they retire. So there is this need for continuous, well, at least continual, if not continuous, reskilling, upskilling, as our graduates, as the young people continue on their career journey. So that's one point. Lifelong learning is also becoming increasingly important because of demographic shifts. People are living longer. Aging society is an issue that Hong Kong and many other societies have to contend with. In the past, we tended to look at in Japan, for example, there are silver colleges, but in the early days, they basically focused on enrichment to keep the mind active, to learn new, to appreciate new things like a new language or a new craft. But I think even there, increasingly, the acquisition of skills would be important even to that segment of the population in need of lifelong learning. For one thing, at least as an elderly person myself, I find it absolutely necessary to keep up with the use of technology, which leads me to my final point. Can lifelong learning still rely on a one-size-fits-all approach? In medicine, of course, we are now used to talking about personalized medicine. In e-learning, when we work with behavioral scientists, when we work with neuroscientists, when we work as educational researchers and other colleagues, is it feasible to begin to talk about precision e-learning, personalized e-learning? I think in the future, these will become relevant questions. And I think precisely because of these changes to learning, to demographics, to society, that will keep playing a very important role in the development of future learning. I shouldn't really take up any more of your time. I just want to once again welcome all of you to keep eLearning Community 2021, Community of Practice 2021. And once again, my thanks to Irwin and his team for putting this conference together. And I wish everyone a very fruitful meeting and a pleasant day ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Chan. We sincerely appreciate your remarks and are inspired. May I next invite Professor Isabella Poon, who is the Pro-Vice-Chancellor of the Chinese University of Hong Kong, as well as the Principal Investigator of KEEP, to deliver her welcoming remarks.
Professor King, Professor Ye, Professor Chan, partners, colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm most delighted to join you today in the KEEP eLearning Community of Practice. It is also my great pleasure to welcome Professor Benson Ye, my good friend, in today's event. I met Benson some 9 years ago in 2012. It was the year when CUHK initiated the development of KEEP. It was also the year that MOOC and the flipped classroom pedagogy started to flourish. Over the years, I'm fortunate to have many opportunities to work with colleagues within and beyond CUHK and learn from them, including Irwin and colleagues from other institutions who are committed to support the development of KEEP. I have also joined several talks delivered by Benson and read his book. I'm very impressed by Benson's use of gamification in teaching probability. That is my field. And also his teaching philosophy for the students, by the students, and of the students. I still remember we were very excited when we learned that Pagamo, developed by Benson, would be introduced to KEEP. Some 10 years have elapsed, and we witnessed how technology could effectively support and maintain teaching and learning in the challenging year 2020. The KEEP eLearning community has been active for many years, and the KEEP team is very visionary. Last year, the theme of the meeting was e-learning sustainability and crisis management. The discussion was productive and generated innovative ideas conducive to overcoming hurdles encountered last year. The theme of today is Keep Learning for Life, Technology for Lifelong Learning. I'm sure your discussion today will support the community to reshape lifelong education in the future. I would like to thank Professor Irwin King and the KEEP team for organizing this meaningful event. I wish you have a very fruitful discussion today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Poon, for your remarks. We sincerely appreciate it. Last but not least, let me introduce Professor Irwin King, the Principal Investigator of KEEP at the Chinese University of Hong Kong, to deliver his welcoming remarks.
Thank you, Bo. Provost Chen, Pro-Vice-Chancellor Poon, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This is Irwin King, the Principal Investigator of KEEP, and also the Director of eLearning Center, the Center for eLearning Innovation and Technology. I'm delighted that we gather here to share and discuss the latest e-learning development trends, although in a different format than what we are used to. Thank you, Alan and Isabella, for coming to join us. I also want to thank Benson Yet from the National Taiwan University, a very old friend, for delivering the keynote presentation. Last but not least, a big thank you to all the teachers who are going to share their valuable experiences with KEEP and other educational technologies so that we can learn from one another. Teaching and learning became quite challenging under the COVID-19 situation. And KEEP, alongside eLearning, continues to engage more educators in e-learning when it comes to practicing new pedagogy with technology. In 2020, we accomplished various updates and enhancements to accommodate the best e-learning experience. More than 110,000 users around the world are using the KEEP service. While our teachers and students are doing their best to cope with the situation, KEEP, under the pandemic, is playing a very crucial role in providing the best e-learning experience and innovating our learning experiences together. The theme of this year is Keep Learning for Life, Technology for Lifelong Learning. Now, more than 70% of workers want to upskill and better their career path. Given the broad use of education technology nowadays, how to incorporate the use of technology as well as promoting the sense of lifelong learning becomes an interesting question and inspires us to articulate this question more. In our first session, we're delighted to again have Benson from NTU to present his point of view on gamification in education and how it relates to future of learning. The second session will be more focused on teaching under the pandemic situation. Under the new normal, teachers are stepping into practicing of remote teaching and blended learning, and so on and so forth. A panel of teachers will share their experiences on how to successfully teach their students with KEEP and technology under the pandemic. Last but not least, I personally believe that great challenges present great opportunities. It is not going to be easy to teach and learn as the pandemic continues, but technology is supporting it. I'm sure the more challenges, the more inspiration that we're going to get. I envision more rapid developments of technological support for e-learning, and that's what KEEP is working on. I hope all of you can enjoy today's event and stay healthy. Thank you.